I need to be straight with you right from the start, because what's happening around the New York Knicks right now isn't just another off-season rumor cycle. It feels like a team standing on the edge of greatness and voluntarily stepping backward because of fear, not ambition. And if you're Jalen Brunson, you should be furious. Not confused. Not patient. Furious. Because this is the part nobody in the front office wants to say out loud. Brunson already did his job. He already sacrificed. He already left money on the table when he signed that 4-year, $156.5 million extension. That wasn't just a contract decision. It was a statement. It was him saying, I believe in this team. Build something real around me. And now what are the Knicks doing with that trust? They're acting like the very sacrifice that helped build this contender is suddenly inconvenient. If you're watching this as a fan, I need you to feel the weight of this. Brunson didn't slightly discount himself. He gave the franchise flexibility that directly helped him keep key pieces like OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, and Mikal Bridges in the mix. That's not theoretical value. That's a championship roster being held together in real time. And now, instead of pushing forward, the conversation coming out of ownership feels like fear. That's where James Dolan enters the picture. Dolan recently made comments that basically boiled down to this idea. Crossing the second apron in the NBA's salary structure is so dangerous that it's borderline unthinkable. He framed it like it's a financial death sentence, like stepping over that line automatically destroys your franchise. And look, there's a sliver of truth there. The second apron rules are brutal. They restrict roster building, limit flexibility, and punish teams that spend aggressively without caution. You lose access to key exceptions. You can't stack salaries and trades the same way. And even draft flexibility gets impacted in extreme cases. But here's the part that's being ignored. Championship teams don't get built by avoiding discomfort. They get built by navigating it intelligently. The idea that a team coming off a title push should be terrified of pushing its payroll into elite territory is exactly the kind of thinking that kills dynasties before they even form. And if you're a Knicks fan, you should be asking a very simple question right now. What was the point of all this if you're afraid to finish it? Because from the outside, it looks like Brunson made his sacrifice with one expectation, that the front office would go all in during the window he helped create. Instead, we're hearing hesitation. We're hearing caution. We're hearing financial restraint dressed up as strategy. And fans can smell the difference. Let's talk about what this actually means in basketball terms, not corporate language. If the Knicks avoid the second apron at all costs, it's not just about saving money. It likely means losing depth pieces that actually mattered in the title run. Players like Mitchell Robinson become casualties of financial math. Maybe even rotational contributors like Landry Shamet or Jose Alvarado, depending on how the roster is managed, not to mention young or fringe pieces like Mohamed Diawara. And let's be honest here, this is how championship cores die, not in one dramatic breakup, but through slow erosion, one financial decision at a time. One, we had to let him go, explanation after another. Meanwhile, Brunson is supposed to just accept that. He's supposed to carry the offense, be the emotional engine of the team, take less money than he could have earned elsewhere, and then watch the roster get thinned out because ownership is uncomfortable with tax brackets? That's not how you treat a franchise player. That's how you waste one. And I need you to really sit with this. Brunson didn't take a discount to make the Knicks competitive. He took a discount so they could become a true contender. There's a massive difference. Competitive means you sneak into the playoffs and hope for a miracle run. Contender means you build a roster that expects to win when the moment arrives. Right now, the Knicks are talking like a team that's afraid of expectations. And that's the problem. Because if you listen closely to Dolan's tone, it wasn't just financial caution. It was philosophical caution. A mindset that says, we can't risk too much. But the NBA doesn't reward hesitation. It punishes it. Every season you spend being careful is a season someone else spends getting better. And the cruel irony here is that the Knicks are already close. They're not rebuilding. They're not hoping for a breakout. They are in the window right now. They already have their star in Brunson. They already have a modern supporting cast. They already have momentum. So what exactly are they waiting for? Because from a fan perspective, It feels like watching someone assemble a race car and then refusing to drive it at full speed because the engine might get hot. Let's be real. Championships are not safe investments. They never have been. Every title team in NBA history made uncomfortable financial or roster decisions at some point. That's the cost of greatness. And if the Knicks aren't willing to pay that cost, then they shouldn't pretend they're chasing banners. This is where frustration turns into something deeper for fans. It's not just about money or rules or payroll structures. It's about trust. Brunson trusted the organization. The fan base trusted the direction. And now everyone is watching to see if the front office trusts the moment. Because if they don't, then what was all of this for? And I'm going to say something that might sting a little if you're in that front office mindset. Being overly cautious is not the same as being smart. Sometimes it's just fear with better branding. The Knicks don't need perfection. They don't need long-term financial cleanliness at the expense of present. They need commitment. They need conviction. They need the willingness to say, we're good enough to justify going all in. And right now, that message is not coming through clearly. If anything, it feels like the opposite. So here's where I need you watching this to get involved. Because fan pressure matters. Attention matters. Conversation matters. If you think the Knicks should be protecting Brunson and maximizing this championship window instead of worrying about imaginary long-term punishments, I want you to drop a like on this video right now. Seriously, it helps push this conversation further. And I want you to comment your honest opinion. Are the Knicks being smart or are they being scared? Don't hold back. This is a kind of topic where silence helps nobody. And if you're tired of seeing this franchise undercut its own momentum, subscribe to the channel. Because this conversation isn't going away anytime soon, and the decisions made this offseason will define the next 5 years of Knicks basketball. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about salary rules or roster mechanics. It's about respect. Respect for the player who made sacrifices. Respect for the team that finally became relevant again. And respect for the moment that only comes around once in a long time in the NBA. Brunson already did his part. Now it's time for the